Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Ji. Yes.
Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Sakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadadi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Patakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sham Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagahana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagahana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paskatya Deshatarine Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naran Shaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki. Hare Krishna, once again, welcome all of you. So, what did we discuss last week? Can anyone recollect some points from last week's discussion?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mother.
It was mainly about how the golden age people were, silver age, bronze age, and now the current iron age is the Kali Yuga, which is full of quarrelsome hypocrisy. And we mainly discussed about the Naimisaranya, which is the center hub of the created universe. It is not only just a forest, it is the divinely empowered place. And this is actually a spiritual center of the universe, and also service to the Lord automatically becomes service to humanity, and serving Krishna is the highest form of social service.
Others also share. You shared
Yeah,
many
yeah,
points.
sure.
We talked about the stages of Naimisaranya.
Yeah, we talked about stages of Naimisharanya. Correct. So Naimisharanya is a place, it is the hub of the universe. Correct? So we discussed this. So it is like a spiritual powerhouse. Yeah, powerhouse. So because the sages, they selected that place, and because of that we can see the effect today also, because the topic they discussed 5,000 years ago, now it is, we are also talking about it. So that is the potency of such discussions in that place. So it is not like current days, news. Today's news is outdated tomorrow. Nobody wants to talk about that one. But spiritual knowledge is not like that, even though it is the same subject matter, but we can talk about it anytime, any place, any circumstances, because it applies at all time. Yeah, Mataji tell about just like watering the root of the tree, the whole tree get nourished. So if you serve Krishna, then whole humanity is getting benefited. Yeah. Yes. So they perform the sacrifice. Anybody else would like to recollect any points?
God should be centered in our life like a hub.
Hmm.
If God is removed, civilization collapses.
Correct.
Krishna
Exactly.
is the root for the whole manifestation.
Yeah. Very important. That
Serving Krishna satisfies all.
yeah. So Shri Krishna should be in our center of our life. He is the hub. So all our activities should be in relationship with Krishna. Then our life will be successful. So, yeah. Anyone else like to share? Okay. So we discussed all these things. Yeah. Then we discussed this thing, right? Difference between body and soul. How
Yeah.
this analogy. Yeah. You remember this analogy? We should try to save the soul, not just only the body. Hmm?
Mhm.
Yeah. So service to humanity, service, giving physical service, it's only taking care of the body, but we should take care of the soul. So
Cage and
like
the
that.
parrot.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So mostly people are not aware of these things. They think that serving means giving, feeding poor, giving medical, all these are all good, no doubt about it. But along with that, the soul also need to be taken care. Otherwise, the service is incomplete. Yeah. So we talked about how Prabhupada is. We saw the video how Prabhupada is traveling at the age of 75 all over the world, working so hard to spread Krishna consciousness. Right? Yeah. Okay. So today we will see further on this subject. So we should distribute Bhagavatam because Bhagavatam is none other than Krishna. The more we talk about Bhagavatam, the more we're talking about Krishna, the more we are protected. Hmm. Okay, so today we'll continue with the fifth sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, त एकदा तु मुनयः प्रातुर्हुत उथाग्नयः सत्कृतं सूतम् आसीनं paprachur adarat. One day after finishing the morning duties, by burning a sacrificial fire and offering a seed to esteemed Srila Sutta Goswami, the great sages made inquiries with great respect about the following matters. So, they say at the Naimisharanya, they were doing fire sacrifice in the morning. After that, there was Sutta Goswami was there, and who is Sutta Goswami? He was also hearing Srimad Bhagavatam when Sukadeva Goswami was reciting to Maharaj Parikshit. So he heard from Sukadeva Goswami. So that's what we see here. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that morning time is very, very auspicious for spiritual activities because it is in the mode of goodness, sattva guna. Hmm. As the day goes, what happens? Morning time means Brahma Muhurta time. Just 1.5 hours before sunrise is called Brahma Muhurta time. And it is that time we have to perform all our spiritual activities. It is very conducive. That's why you will see in all temples that early morning from 4 o'clock onwards, if you go to Tirupati, you will see that one. From morning 3 o'clock onwards, preparations will start for the morning darshan. And the Lord is is in a particular way, is woke up, and then there are recitation of this mantra. So many things are there. And it is very, very auspicious for doing our spiritual activities. So because unless we are in the mode of goodness, we cannot engage in spiritual activities, sattva guna. So sattva guna brings clarity, peace, memory, humility, and receptivity. But as the days goes, then the passion, mode of passion increases. As the evening time, mode of ignorance. So we are dominated by these three modes always. So according to the three modes, we react accordingly. Mhm. So therefore, if anyone wants to advance in spiritual life, then we have to get up early morning as early as possible. That is very important. If we cannot get up early in the morning, then it's very difficult for us to go back to Godhead. Prabhupada said. So therefore, we should systematically practice ourselves to get up early in the morning. But unfortunately, in this Kali Yuga, people have developed habit of going to sleep late night, and because those activities are in the mode of ignorance, and people who are influenced by the mode of ignorance, they like to be awake during the late night and do some activities which are in the mode of ignorance. And because of that, they cannot get up early in the morning. So Kali Yuga is so bad that we are, people are in, people don't have any discipline at all, and they think that they can eat at any time, sleep at any time, whatever wish according to their desire, they do follow. They don't follow any spiritual discipline. Therefore, it's very difficult. People are becoming more and more like robots, mechanically they are acting. So therefore, we have to get up, go to bed early and get up early in the morning and do our sadhana, chanting Hare Krishna, doing arati and reading some scripturals, Bhagavatam. So Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. That's why Prabhupada has kept a system in ISKCON temples that there is a Mangalarti at 4:30, then afterward Japa is there, and then there is a Darshanarti is there, and then the morning Bhagavatam class is there. So in this way, the morning time is filled with spiritual activities. So once you are spiritually surcharged, then that will take care of the entire day. So this practice is, unfortunately, it is there. It is not something new Prabhupada has given. It is there, but slowly people, because of their lifestyle, they have they think that these activities are not important. So therefore, they waste their time going to bed very late, and then they cannot get up early in the morning. And also because of so many other activities, once you after 6 7 o'clock, then everybody get busy in the regular day-to-day activities, so there is no time for any spiritual activity. So that is the difficult situation. Therefore, one who is really serious spiritually, we must train ourselves to get up early in the morning. And that is easy only, actually. Only thing is that we have to prioritize. Everybody requires 6 to 7 hours sleep. So if you go to early 9 10 o'clock, then you can get up early morning. Otherwise, it's not possible. So slowly we should try ourselves to get up early by 4:30. At least by 5 o'clock we should get up, chant rounds and do little arti to the Lord and hear some Bhagavatam. In this way, our mind becomes very fresh. So that is how the morning time should be filled with spiritual activities. So the morning time is mind is fresh. So it is not at we are not at after the become busy in our office work or anything. So many messages, emails. Now so many distractions are there, social media and everything. Then we get easily distracted. So morning time is intelligence is sharp, memory is strong. So therefore, that is the best time to do bhakti and to hearing and chanting. So therefore, in the morning time is when you chant nicely, then the effect is very very good. So those who are chanting regularly, they will have an experience that once you miss the morning chanting, the day will not be so nice at all. You will feel like you are missing something. So therefore, we have to train ourselves to get up early in the morning if we are serious in spiritual life. So even many ordinary people also, they get up early in the morning. They'll keep busy themselves in some activities. So therefore, we need to always pay attention to this important thing. So these people who are doing um, early morning, doing this yajna, fire sacrifices, and therefore, and then Prabhupada further talks that it is very important that we hear Srimad Bhagavatam from a proper source. Because in this age of Kali, what is happening? People are little bit, even if they are little bit spiritually inclined, there are so many bogus people are there who are ready to misdirect people. So we have to accept Vyasadeva as the original spiritual preceptor. So what is speciality about Vyasadeva? He is not invented any philosophy on his own. He got this knowledge from his Narada Muni, and therefore he is giving the same message. And Narada Muni got the message from Brahma, and Brahma got the message from Krishna. In this way, there is a chain of disciplic succession through the spiritual masters. So we are very fortunate to be in this disciplic succession where we are getting directly the same message from Krishna through Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, and so many others, and until we get through series of spiritual masters. And Srila Prabhupada is coming in such disciplic succession, and therefore he is giving the same message what Krishna has spoken to Brahma. So we have to receive this knowledge through the chain of disciplic section, through the spiritual masters. And Vyasadeva is the original sun. And all other teachers are reflection of that sun, right? So if the mirror is clean, then the reflection is accurate. But if the mirror is dirty or cracked, the reflection will be distorted, right? So Prabhupada is stressing that authority does not come from creativity. It has to come from the person to person. So representatives. So a representative is one who can exactly present the viewpoint of Sri Vyasadeva. So this is crucial. So we should not try to do individual study or independent interpretation, because so many people, they interpret and give their own idea. Therefore, we have to get a bona fide teacher who does not, give his own opinion. So whenever he says, whatever he says, it should exactly match with what Krishna is saying in the script, in the Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. It should match Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. These are the three things. So anyone is talking about spirituality, whatever he says, it should match, it should follow Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. If it does not match, then what he is saying is not correct. Like for example, a government ambassador is there, he cannot give his own opinion. He must speak exactly what the government authorizes. Right? Same way, Vyasadeva, he is a spiritual person should be an ambassador of Vyasadeva. He's not a freelance philosopher. And he cannot say that according to my opinion or my realization. So we have to be careful. Prabhupada is giving a warning in the purport. So this parampara system is very important. So Vyasadeva, he impregnated the message to Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami realized the truth, and Suta Goswami, he heard it from submission. And now we are seeing that sages of Naimisharanya, they are asking Suta Goswami to talk about Srimad Bhagavatam. So it is like lighting one candle from another. The flame is the same. It is not weaker or altered, but Bhagavatam remains potent only when passed intact through proper hearing and speaking. And then Prabhupada describes about the word Goswami. What does the word Goswami refers? Goswami means Go means senses, Swami means master. Hmm? So the Goswami means he lives what he speaks. He walks the path laid by previous acharyas. So it should not be like this, a blind man leading another blind man. What will happen? Both will fall into a ditch. Hmm. But a man who has eyes and walks the road first, he can guide others. So Prabhupada is saying, so don't be impressed by dress or eloquent speech or scholarship. You should have sense control and obedience to the previous acharyas. There are so many news we heard from how the so-called bogus spiritual masters who claim to be a guru, they are indulging in all illicit activities. I don't have to tell, all these things, what's coming in the news. So I'll show one video also. One man claiming to be a Kalki Bhagavan. Hmm. So the Goswamis means one who has control. He has strictly follows the scriptures. So we should understand the Goswamis, they do not deliver lectures without any proper reference. Hmm. So Bhagavatam is not just an entertainment. It is not meant for a livelihood or getting some fame, because Krishna's stories are very famous and there are so many people who makes money by by talking about subject matter, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. We may say that, oh, they are also talking about Bhagavad Gita, they are also talking about Bhagavatam. But if they are not in the line of disciplic succession, then you will not get the correct message. Just like a doctor should be qualified, authorized, right? We don't go to a doctor who is not practiced properly to cure our diseases. Certainly, we go to a specialized doctor who has good experience, who carefully studied everything. So, same way, we should be careful to select a proper teacher who can give the proper message, because the subject matter is about the absolute truth. Hmm. Therefore, the message should be heard from proper authority. Then only it will have an effect on us. Prabhupada wants to say finally that the truth is must be received. It is not something invented. There are so many bogus people who gives different. They invent their own philosophy and give, and they look like very good. They have that charisma, and they speak very eloquently. We think that they are also a spiritual person. No, it is not like that. So we must be very careful, because we know unless we know that background of that person, who's if he doesn't have a guru and that guru doesn't have a guru who connect back to Krishna, then that person cannot give the same message. So therefore we must approach Bhagavatam with reverence, hear from a proper source, and then it will have an effect on us. Now just see, there is one person now, even in this age, people are claiming to be God. Hmm. Did I? Are you hearing the audio of the video?
Not clear.
The audio video stopped, Prabhuji.
No, I want to know, are you hearing the audio of the video?
No.
Not now.
Only the video you are seeing.
Yeah.
It is freezed.
And now I freezed it, but you are not hearing anything, right? Only the.
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, just see. Don't know, some audio trouble is there, but you see.
We could see the video only, no sound.
Okay. So basically, is that one person who is claiming to be a Kalki Bhagwan, there was an income tax raid on this person, and they have more than 500 crores of rupees has been found by this IT income tax department raid. So there are many people who are like this, who claims to be God. He's saying, I am Kalki Bhagavan. So that is the news. Anyway, you watch the video. So this is Kalki Bhagavan, he is saying. So the Kalki word is they are taken from Bhagavatam, and this guy is claiming to be a Kalki Bhagavan, and he has amazed a lot of, and there are so many followers for him in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. And there was, and the IT people have found more than 500 crores of cash from different locations. So just want to say that there are many people like that who are claiming themselves as God. So there is so much confusion they are created in people's mind. Somebody is saying, I am God, you are God, everyone is God, God is dead, God is light, God is air, God is zero, God is like a point. So people think that, in this way people are confused. It is natural that people want to know about God, but these kind of unscrupulous people, they take advantage and they are imitating. Not only now, even during when Krishna was there was like one king like Paundraka. He also claimed that he is a real Narayana. Finally, Krishna has to kill him. So there's an even that story is there in Bhagavatam. So this is not something new. Even when Krishna was there, somebody is claiming an imposter, that claiming themselves to be God. So why I am saying all this thing is that please do not get misdirected or that any so many people are talking about God, Krishna, everyone, but not all are bona fide. So we have to be very careful about that one. So this is the what Prabhupada wants to give a warning on that one. And there is one famous guru. He has got millions of followers, and he says that openly says that he has not read Bhagavad Gita or anything Bhagavatam, but he gives opinion about Krishna, and people are so foolish to go and ask about Krishna. So a person who has not read anything about Bhagavad Gita or heard anything from any guru, not learned anything, how can he talk about Krishna? Right? So this we have to be very careful about that one. So if anyone wants to say, let them say, this is my philosophy, we don't have any problem. But why you are taking Krishna's name and then why you are talking about Krishna if you have not learned anything about Bhagavad Gita? So this is the question. Why you are cheating people? Hmm? So this way we should not be alert, and then therefore we should not get deviated or get fooled by these people, because they also be talking about Krishna, but they don't know anything about the real subject matter. Okay, so now this sages said the next text. So they're asking, the sages asking, respected Sutta Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. You are all well versed in the scripture, famous for religious life and the Puranas and the histories as well for you. You have gone as well, for you have gone through them under proper guidance and have also explained them. Hmm. So here we see that the person should be free from all vices. If he is not free from all sinful activity, then how he can be a religious person? Hmm? And Sutta Goswami is such a person who is free from all kinds of vices. Hmm? That spiritual knowledge is transmitted through character, not credentials. We have to understand. In modern society, we trust degrees, titles, positions, but Bhagavatam, it's like on purity of life, right? That is very important. If purity is the force, Prabhupada says, if purity is not there, then it will not an effect on the other person's consciousness. So therefore, a person who is claimed to be a spiritually person, he must be very pure in character. Hmm? Just like an analogy, a glass filled with dirty water cannot give clean water to others, even if it's made of gold. Similarly, a person who may be learned, if his life is impure, if he is not practicing what he is preaching, then his message will become contaminated. So therefore, Prabhupada says, you should not hear this spiritual subject matter from a person who is not a devotee of Krishna, because unless he has practiced himself, then how he can talk about Krishna? Prabhupada gives an example like milk is very pure, but if it is touched by a snake, then it is poisoned, right? So those people who have not practiced, who have not heard about Krishna from a proper source, and they talk about Krishna, they are like adding poison in the milk. So therefore, we should be very careful about them. So we have to learn. Learning must be received. It is not manufactured. So also some people think that we can become spiritually advanced just by directly reading books. That is also not possible. Even in material life also, nobody becomes an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer just by reading the books from the bookstore. Unless you go to the university, learn from a proper teacher, practice under a proper teacher, you don't become a doctor or engineer, right? Same way, spirituality, because so many books are available. Everyone writes about something about spirituality. So we think that we can get some knowledge, but we have to be very careful that unless we hear it from this proper authority, proper scripture, we will get be totally confused. Therefore, we have to receive it from a proper source. So knowledge must be digested. It just not reading. It's also not required because it has to sink in our consciousness. Hmm? We have to reflect on this, practically experience this in our life. So that is required. Now Sutta Goswami, he has learnt it, practiced it in his life, and he realized. Therefore, he is a capable person to give this real knowledge. Hmm? Just like the food must be cooked properly and digested properly, then only it nourishes the body. Similarly, scripture must be heard from the right source, understood deeply, then spoken for others' benefit. So, therefore, this is very important. Like we have to select people who are from the, like Sutta Goswami, Sukadeva Goswami. He have to hear from such authorities and the representatives of such authorities. Also, we have to understand these Puranas and Itigasas are not just inferior knowledge. They specially mentioned that that philosophy we have to, along with the stories, we have to understand the philosophy behind the story. Otherwise, people will take it as a sentiment thing. There are many stories are there, but along with that, there should be some understanding of the principles. So therefore, Bhagavatam has to be realized, not only just reading, but it should also be realized. Mm. Okay, so then in the text 6 to 8, he has also the sages are mentioning about the qualities of Srila Sutta Goswami. These Sanskrit words are there. Anaga. Anaga means he should be free from all vices. Then Aditani, Akhyatani, well versed in the scriptures, Puranas, and histories explained to them. Veda Vidham Shrestha means eldest learner Vedantist, knows the knowledge of Vyasadeva and other sages. Saumya means gentle, pure, and simple. Snigdasya means submissive. Therefore, your guru endowed with favors. So, submissively, when you serve the spiritual master and by the spiritual master's mercy, you realize, you get the realization, right? So, in the Bhagavad Gita also, there's a sloka is there. Krishna says, if you want to know this knowledge, what he has to do, Arjuna is telling, Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshana. So he is saying to Arjuna that just try to approach a bona fide spiritual master, render service unto him. In the olden days, there should be like Gurukul. Gurukul means the student life. There is no convent school. Gurukul means they go to the Guru, serve him, and then they get the knowledge. Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, like that, by serving the Guru. But because of the Kali Yuga, now we are not studied in the Gurukul. We are going to the convent school, right? Where there is no knowledge of any spiritual knowledge is given. Only materialistic knowledge, how to become technologist, right? So that is a problem. So therefore, then we pay some fees and then we think that the teacher has to teach us, and there is no proper student teacher relationship because then nowadays the children they don't respect anyone. Teachers are even the parents. So the values are going down day by day. But here we see that unless we approach this bona fide guru and serve him, then we get the realization by his mercy. Hmm? So by the mercy of the guru only we can get the knowledge. It is not just theoretical knowledge. You have a book, you study and then you memorize, then you are spiritually enlightened person. No, it doesn't work like that. So that guru shishya relationship is very important. By submissively serving, then by getting the knowledge, then by his mercy, then we get the knowledge. Here we see that because Suta Goswami, how he got the knowledge? Because he heard attentively from Vyasadeva. He is known as Bhagavan Badarayanaha, means Vyasadeva is known as Badarayanaha. So Vyasadeva is not an ordinary scholar. He is a Saktivesh avatar, empowered by the Lord. So therefore, knowledge coming from him is called Aparaushya. Aparaushya means it is not manufactured one. It is coming from the Supreme Lord Himself. Hmm. So therefore, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarishyo viduhu. Truth is received through parampara system. So therefore, we have to receive it in a proper way. Okay. So we should not hear the Shastras just like parrot recitation, by hearting some slokas, uh, yeah, by hearting some slokas, some mantras. That is that alone is not enough. We have to have a realized knowledge. Jnanam vijnana sahitam. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that jnana also should be accomplished by vijnana. Vijnana means realized knowledge. So realized knowledge comes from only practice. So we may hear Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, but unless we practice, that means unless we chant the Hare Krishna mantra, we apply these principles in our life, then we don't get the realization. So chanting and serving Krishna and doing devotional service, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, like this. So unless we start going to temple and associate with devotees and start rendering some service, practical service, then the real knowledge comes. Like the parrot can also, some parrots can repeat. You teach anything, the parrot will repeat. So that parrot kind of repeating will not help, but we should have realized knowledge. Right. So here the sages are addressing to Suta Goswami, but they are not addressing to Vyasadeva directly. So Vyasadeva spoke to Sukadeva Goswami, Sukadeva Goswami spoke to Suta Goswami. So the principle is what? Acharyavan Purusho Veda. One who has an Acharya, who comes in a disciplic succession, we have to hear from them. So just like the electricity is coming from the powerhouse, but we experience it through proper wiring, right? So if you touch directly the powerhouse, it will kill us. Same way, divine knowledge must come through a qualified representative. So therefore, that Guru Prabhupada has trained his disciples and they are also preaching. So we have to hear through the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So again, we should not judge spiritual knowledge by eloquence or scholarship. Just because somebody is speaking very nicely, very eloquently, very good English, We cannot accept anyone like that. We have to see the message. Is he repeating what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita? Is he talking exactly what is said by the acharyas, approved by the acharyas? Then what? Then his talk. Then his message is pure. So in the Bhagavatam itself is saying Bhaktya Shruta Grihitaya. Bhagavatam must be heard with devotion. One who has heard properly. So knowledge is given by anugraha, not by intelligence. So we get everything by the mercy of Guru, not that in a challenging spirit, right? When we approach a Guru, we should not ask questions in a challenging way, but in a submissive way. So that is how we have to approach. Pariprashnena Sevya, Krishna is saying Bhagavad Gita. So we cannot understand spiritual subject matter through our material intelligence. That is why it doesn't work like that. Spiritual knowledge should be assimilated. For that, we require spiritual intelligence, and that come by the mercy of Guru. So, submissive means we should not think that it is some kind of weakness. Snigdasya shishyasya. Snigna means soft, affectionate, melted heart. Shishya means one who accepts discipline. That we should not think that submission means slavery. It is not like that. True submission means eagerness to be corrected, means absence of ego. We should have a trust in the higher vision. So that is what is meant paripatena pariprashnena sevaya. So pranipata means surrender, pariprashna means sincere inquiry, and seva means service attitude. So that is how we get spiritual knowledge. So, for example, a hard stone placed in rain remains dry inside. But if you keep a sponge, it absorbs everything. So the Guru pours mercy equally, but only the Snigdha disciple, one who is soft by nature, submissive and soft by nature, he can absorb it. Because this spiritual knowledge is all transcendental. It is like a guhyam. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam. Now one may ask, how is it Guhyam? Bhagavad Gita anybody can open and read. How is it confidential? Confidential means you may read it, but you will not understand. You will not understand the purport of it, the meaning of it. The realization will not come unless you hear it from a proper source, unless you take it in a proper way. So therefore it is said confidential knowledge. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam. So this is the king of knowledge, topmost of all knowledge. We have so many knowledge department in this world, but nothing is higher than the spiritual knowledge what Krishna is talking in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the topmost knowledge, and that is what is required for our life. All this material degree, engineering, doctor, whatever degree we have, that is only for transaction purpose, utility principle. That's all, to make some money in this world. That's not going to advance. That's not going to make us advance in spiritual life. So when the body is finished, all this knowledge also will be finished. But what we gain through spiritual knowledge will remain for us eternally. It goes along with the soul. So it said, Guravo Guhyam Api Utha. A confidential knowledge must be received in a proper way. So then only we'll get the realized knowledge. Ragasyam hi edad uttamam. Krishna says in the 18 points, he's related also. Many sloka, Krishna is talking about confidentiality. So therefore, the secret of message, because Bhagavad Gita is there for how many millions of years, but how many people have understood, realized, applied in their life? So that is a question. And Prabhupada, because he was in the proper disciplic succession, he was pure, he could able to make an impact on others. So everything we have to see by result. Phalena parichete means If a person has read properly Bhagavad Gita, then you will see the effect on him. Hmm. So it is not a blind faith, but it should be approached properly and received properly. That is the important thing. Just like the sages are here doing. Okay, we see the ninth sloka here. Tatra tatranjaya yushman bhavata yat vinishchitam pumsam ekantataha shreyas tannaha samsitum arhasi. Please, therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. You see here, they are asking, the sages are asking not for anything selfishness for their own selfishness. They are asking ultimate good for the people in general. So there are 6 questions posted by the sages. The first question is here. What is the absolute and ultimate good for people in general? Hmm? The question is about shreyas and not prayers. There are two Sanskrit words, shreyas and prayers. Shreyas means what? Shreyas means that eternal. It is connected with the soul. Soul-based benefit. And prayers means immediate. That is sense-based benefit. So they are asking Shreya, means ultimate good for all the people. They are not asking the so-called today's problem, job problem, how to solve my job problem, wealth problem. We have so many problems are there. All those things are all like immediate thing, prayers, based on our sense requirements and to maintain our body. But that alone is not sufficient. We need some stress, that which related to the Atma. Hmm? So they are asking about what is the ultimate good of these people. It's just like a child. The child wants only candy, right? Chocolates, what I'll get immediate pleasure. He doesn't want to hear something about the future, what he is supposed to do. He's not interested in that. Child is always interested in playing and having nice food. That's all. But when the parent is trying to discipline and make the child to study, then the child doesn't like. So this is the child mentality is like prayers. Whereas the parents, they are interested in child future. So likewise, the sages are not interested in petty things. They are things they want to talk about subject matter which are related to the spiritual subject matter, ultimate good. But the civilization today, they are like child people. They are interested in only immediate, what will give pleasure to me immediately. Uh, they don't want to take any austerity or to read about spiritual subject matter. Like if you call so much facilities available, if we are asking so many people to come and hear about Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, hardly few people are coming. But people are interested. The newspaper, social media, it is all filled with all kind of prayers only. That which gives today's pleasure, right? So that is Kali Yuga. But people are not thinking what is my ultimate good. Hmm? And they want it in a very easily understandable because people are very, what do you say, they don't have so many problems. If we are going to discuss this thing, they want very simple way. So why the acharyas thinks for everyone? Because spiritual welfare automatically includes material welfare. So therefore, Sutta Goswami is asking for the final verdict. Hmm? So this has got a connection to Bhagavad Gita also. So the acharyas are the one real well-wishers of the people, not the politician. The politicians are making so many plans. We will do this, we will do that. But ultimately, every day people are becoming more and more miserable. But the acharya is the one who thinks the ultimate good for the people. Hmm. So there is a word anjasa means in a simple, straightforward way they are asking because people don't have time, so much time to read about So many things philosophical. People are not able to read even one book Bhagavad Gita. Then what to speak of reading the Vedas? Even if they have an entire lifetime, they cannot read the Vedas. So it is not possible. First of all, it is in Sanskrit. How many people know Sanskrit? So it's very difficult. That's why people are not interested to know about God. They think that these are all relevant, not relevant to our life. Hmm? Or at least they think that these are meant for after retirement. But that doesn't work like that. So therefore, the sages know what Kali Yuga is going to be, how the people will be. So they want in a very simple way. So therefore, the sages are actually acharyas are the one who are real well-wishers, and they are thinking about the future of the people in Kali Yuga, what kind of situation there will be, how they can be delivered. So this is how they are the real well-wisher of the people. So we need to understand. So Prabhupada is telling us, don't ask what is fashionable philosophy. What is ekanta shreyas? Means what does is going to give me ultimate benefit. So don't ask what works temporarily, what saves the soul permanently. We should be interested to know these things. Huh? So don't demand complexity, demand clarity that transforms life. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that don't be simply interested only in focusing on your temporary problems, solving temporary problems. Huh? You should also that we should understand we are facing all these problems because we have got into this material body. So we should inquire out how did I get into this position first of all, right? Like a patient, he went to a doctor. The doctor gave him some. He said, "I got some problem in my stomach." Then the doctor gave some medicine. No, he said, "I got some boil." So he gave boil in the skin. So he gave one medicine, and he took that medicine for some time. It was good. Again, the boil appeared in another place. So like that, 2, 3 times the doctor gave different medicine. Every time it cures for some time, again the problem surfaces. So then he was advised to go to a specialist, and then the specialist he found out that the problem is that there is an impurity in the blood. So he treated the blood, and then the boil was solved. The boil up, stopped boil coming in the skin. So we should always go to the root cause of the problem. The root cause of the problem is that we are suffering in this material world for two reasons. The reason that, first of all, we are in a place we are not supposed to be, and we have got this material body. So, therefore, we will face different kinds of problems. That's all. Everybody is having problem, only the flavors are different. So, rather than solving the symptoms, we should try to find out the root cause of the problem. And that's why the sages are asking this question to Sutta Goswami. So spiritual subject matters like going to the root cause of problem and give solution. They are not giving solution how to find you a job, how to make money, how to find a partner for you. This is not for the business of the scriptures. Anyway, you will find out solution for all these problems. But the real solution is that we are stuck up in this material body and we are undergoing janma mrityu jara vyadhi. So how to cure that problem? That is why the scriptures are there. And if you don't take this medicine, then we have to undergo this problem again and again. There's no solution at all. So in material life, there is no solution. It is only a postponement of problem. That's all. Material science can give you little bit of relief, postpone your suffering for some time, but it cannot give you any permanent solution. Only spiritual knowledge will give you permanent solution. So this point we must be convinced. Therefore, spiritual life is very, very important. So the last sloka of today is 10th sloka. Prayena alpa ayusha sabya kalo asmin yuge jana manda sumanda madayo mandabhakyahi patrataha. O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. Now, this is the characteristic of people in the age of Kali. What is Alpa Ayusha? And then quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, always disturbed. So therefore, for them to get into spiritual life is very difficult. Hmm? So this is a universal diagnosis. So we have to, it is problem is for everybody. It's not an insult. Alpayusha means short life, short patience. Manda means we are lazy about most of the things, especially spiritual activities. Sumanda Mateha, misguided intelligent. Manda Bhagya, unfortunate even when truth is available. Upadrita means always disturbed. And there is no Varnashrama system now. So therefore, the sages are turning to Sutta Goswami, give a solution so that people of this age of Kali, having all these characteristics, how they can progress in the spiritual life. So it is affecting everyone. The age what we are living in Kali Yuga is not favorable for spiritual life. We are so busy. Out of 24 hours, if a person gets, people don't have even for 10-15 minutes for spiritual life. So busy from morning to evening. Huh? So there is a so therefore, what is the solution for these people? How they can be delivered? So that is the question they are posing this question to Sutta Goswami. So Alpa Aisha means our short life is short, very short life. If people can live 50, 60 years average, now people are getting heart attack in 25 years, right? And there's no guarantee how long anyone can live. People, because of their uncontrolled activities, undisciplined way, therefore there is no guarantee how much a person will live. So therefore Alpaisha, very lazy, misguided intelligence, unfortunate, even truth is available. Even though now this age of Kali is one advantage is that everything is now available. Like we are seeing in online, I am sitting somewhere, you are sitting somewhere, but we are hearing together. These facilities are there. But still, people will not take advantage and they are always disturbed. So, this way, people are very unfortunate. So, there is a story of Lomarsha Muni. Lomarsha Muni has a boon that he will live for many, many millions of years because he has got a lifetime of Brahma. That he has got hairs all over his body and he will live until all the hairs from his body will fall down. And one hair will fall down after one Brahma's days. And you know how long Brahma lives? 1,000 years of 4 yugas, thousand cycles of 4 yugas, one day of Brahma. And his night also is like that. After that, one hair will fall down. And he will live until all the hair falls from his body. Such is the boon he has got. So once Narada Muni asked, he was living near the ocean, why don't you make a cottage? He asked. And then he said that no, my lifetime is very short. I don't have time. I have to do my japa. I have to advance spiritually. So I don't have time. So what is the principle here is that we think that we have got a lot of time in our life. No, death can come at any time. That's a fact. But we are forgetting that we are losing every day. Every day is taking us closer to death. It's a fact. And there is a discussion between Yudhishthir Maharaj and the Yakshas. And the Yakshas, in Mahabharata, there is a story is there. When all his brothers went to drink water in a lake, all of them died. And finally, Yudhishthir came there. And that Yamaraj, he was there in a disguised way. He asked his questions. Until you give my answers, you cannot take water. So then Yudhishthir started answering. And one of the questions posted by Yaksha, Yamaraj, is that ahani bhutani gachanti yama, and he asked, what is the most surprising this in this world? So further, Yudhishthir Maharaj said, ahani bhutani gachanti ha Himalayam sesha stavaram ichanti kim ascharya mataha param. Every day, hundreds and millions of living entities, they are going to the kingdom of Yamaraj. And still, people who are remaining think that I will remain permanently, and they make elaborate arrangement in this world. So what could be more wonderful than this? So this is the situation. So therefore, we must understand that we are already in a very advanced stage. Most of us, I know that, as I can see, that we are already crossed 50 to 60% of our lifetime, and we have got very little time left over in our life, even though we don't know how much. So assuming that we live up to 75 years or 80 years, whatever it is, we should utilize all our time in making how to make spiritual advancement by taking advantage of this Srimad Bhagavatam, studying regularly, discussing these subject matters, associating with devotees, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In this way, we utilized all our time. We should utilize all this time to advance in spiritual life. So it is not a one-day story. Every day it's opportunity for us to advance in spiritual life. We have to pay more attention to it. We should not keep giving excuse that I don't have time, I don't have time, I have so many things to do. Yes, that will be there. But parallelly, we have to see that our duties, along with our duties, we have to see that we are progressing in spiritual life. Otherwise, what will happen? We have to take one more birth in this material, horrible material world. So therefore, we have to make sure that we don't waste our time and utilize the time possible so that we advance in our spiritual life. Okay. So I'll conclude here. It's already time up. Any questions so far? Anyone like to share any points? Is it clear to all of you?
Yeah.
Okay. So no questions. I'll close it here. We'll see you next week again. Okay. So I
Please
will.
share the slides also.
Okay. I'll share the slides. No problem. So I hope all of you are chanting, and somebody will contact you to know more details about yourselves, and then we can guide you further on this subject matter. Okay. Thank you very much for joining today. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavanda ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhesya kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for joining today.
Hare
See you.
Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.